wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talking, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is take on. This is take on, yeah. They need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our Take On Sportz. This is take on. This is take on. This is take on. This is take on Sportz.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. He is your host, Mr. MP80Baby.
Hey, man, that's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And welcome to
our Take On Sportz.
On this podcast, man, we keep you in tune with all the latest information on all the sports that's going on in the sports world, man. We ain't gonna waste no time. We never do on this show. We gonna dive right into it, man. We got some breaking news that we're gonna start off with today, though. Now, we got some breaking news out of the NBA, some key NBA injuries that I want y'all to know about, man. We're gonna talk about Mr. Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant is gonna be out 2 weeks with a calf strain, just reported. Now, Mr. MP, how will the Suns hold up without Mr. Kevin Durant for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be tight. We're going to see. It's going to be tight, but I believe they can do something. I mean, we'll have to see what their schedule looking like, coming up. But 2 weeks, that's a long time in the NBA. I mean, they damn near play every day. So, what you think?
I think right now the Phoenix Suns are a different team than they were last year. I think they're to be without him for a little bit. Kevin Durant is a huge part of what they got going on right now, but they got some good pieces that I like. They picked it up, man. Last night they played a good game. They had 6 people in double figures. Devin Booker is still a superstar over there that can still get you some points and buckets. You can lean on him. And Tyus Jones is a point guard that they brought in this year that's actually holding it down, that's actually running that offense. So they might not go, 8-1 like they started off this season. But you know what? I expect them boys to still play good ball.
I mean, they got the Kings coming up Sunday, Jazz Tuesday, then they play Kings again Wednesday, Thunder and Timberwolves. So that's a nice little stretch. I mean, they only playing one team that's under 500.
Right. So, I mean, that Thunder game, that's going to be a game that everybody should keep their eyes on because the Oklahoma City Thunder are playing good ball, man. We'll move on from Kevin Durant, man. We hope you get, we wish you well. And we wish you real fast, bro. We got another key injury out in the New Orleans camp. The Pelicans, Zion Williamson, he's out with another hamstring strain, man, and he's scheduled to miss several weeks. He was averaging 22 points and 8 rebounds this season when he was playing. How will the Pelicans do without Zion?
They ain't nothing with him. They'll be all right. I mean, truly, they got a decent team. I mean, we both already agreed to that before, but let's be realistic. With or without him, it doesn't matter. I mean, really, it really doesn't matter. I mean, Zion is just a mascot. So I believe they need him out. They need him off the roster for that team to actually really develop. So big ups to Pelicans. I see a uprise.
It's hard to argue with everything that you just said because he ain't been on the court. He ain't been healthy ever since he's been drafted, out of Duke, going the number 1 pick. When he is on the court, the man is a baller, man. He give you it all, man. A strong, young, reminds you of a Charles Barkley with a left hand. But the problem is he ain't never on the court. So you might be right, man. It might be time to move on. Wash your hands with that dude, man, and let him go and see if he can get healthy elsewhere.
I agree.
So we'll move on for Zion, man. We wish you well, man. Hope you get healthy and look forward to seeing you when you do. We got a key injury that's really hurt me right now too, man. Ja Morant. John Morant is week to week with a hip injury. Now, if you remember on one of my takes, I said before, all I wanted was two things from Ja. I wanted him to stay out of trouble and stay healthy. So far, he's staying out of trouble. The second part, he just can't stay healthy. How will the Memphis Grizzlies do without him?
They will be mediocre. We both understand that. The thing about Ja, he's great, like you said, when he's on the court. But that's when he's on the court. I mean, he give his body up too much. We all know that throughout the years. I just hate this because I just saw post-game interview with him talking about the Lakers when they beat the Lakers and how they had to beat the greats and all this. But one thing about beating the greats and becoming the great people who show greatness, they know how to stay on the court. They know how to stay on the field, whatever it is their profession is, no matter the nicks, the bumps, the bruises, they know how to stay on the court. And Ja don't know how to stay on the court, whether it's legally or not. He just don't know how to stay on the court. He's injury prone. And as much as I like Ja, I'm glad he's not on no team that I respect and like.
Hard to argue with you, man. Hard to argue. You know, he's a superstar when he's on the court. The dude, man, 360, left-hand layups, dunking over taller men. He doing it all. But the problem is he does exactly what D. Wade did when he was early in his career. Like you said, they fall and they hit the ground. You know, I mean, and he ain't no big man. So them bruises and everything and bumps that he's getting when he hit them ground, man, that stuff hurts.
Man, we saw D. Rose do it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And look how his career ended up.
Yeah. And speaking on D. Wade, since this is our first take, since he came out with his statue, I just got to get your opinion on his statue that Miami tribute him with.
Come on, man. Come on, man. They tripping, man.
They tripping, right?
They tripping, man.
Did he sign off on that, though? They said he went on and signed off on it.
I hope not, man. I hope not.
Yeah, they said he saw it previously. He signed off on it.
I don't know what to say, man. He's the only one in America that think that statue is nice looking, I guess, then, because don't nobody else think it look like nothing. If you seen that Dwayne Wade statue, man, you be like, dang, why they do him like that, man? Why you do him like that, man? They got memes of this cat, man, all over the place. And it's bad, man. It's bad. I'm sorry, D. Wade, and I like you. You know, you was my favorite player at one time, dude. But that statue is horrible. We're going to move on, man. We're going to move on because we're going to get to the NFL, and we got some breaking news that we're going to pop off to y'all right now, man. Dallas Cowboy fans, you are not going to want to hear this. Dak Prescott, he's planning on having season-ending hamstring surgery out for the rest of the year. You guys are going to have to rely on Cooper Rush or Trey Lance. Decide depending on which quarterback, I guess, performs better in practice. Man, MP, who should get that job, Cooper or Trey?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if their season was still up, to make the playoffs, I would want Cooper in there. But given the fact that they have no chance of making the playoffs, I feel that Lance should get that shot. They gave up so much to get Lance. He sat behind there last year, looking at Cooper and Dak. He sat behind this year, looking at Cooper and Dak. I believe if I was Mike, to save any trust that I have with Jerry Jones, I'm gonna go. You know what we do when we about to lose it all? We just gonna go all in. I would go all in, and I would go all in on Trey Lance. I mean, why not? What else you got to lose? If you don't do anything else in the season, your job still may be in jeopardy if you put in Cooper Rush. We all know that him and the only wide receiver he has is your boy. So
CD.
Let's take a chance. Let's go out on all risks and see if we can make any reward. That's how I take it.
I completely agree with you. You know what you just said that make the most sense out of everything? I mean, all of it makes sense, don't get me wrong. But what you just said, that one thing when you said, it ain't like you're going to make the playoffs anyway. Yeah. So why play Cooper Rush when you already know what you're going to get from him? You might as well go ahead and play Trey just so you can see, is this dude better than Cooper Rush? Is he better than Dak? Does he fit the scheme better than Dak fits the scheme? Hey, I don't know. I know you just signed Dak to all that money, so your hands is tied with him, you know what I mean? And I get that, Dallas Cowboy fans and owner and whatever. But I would play Trey Lance just to see what kind of, what he can do in the game and what kind of player you got. I mean, unless he is just that bad in practice, why not? Why not? So, I mean, like he said, like MP said, I agree with him, 150 grand. Y'all season is done. You might as well go ahead and see what Trey can do. He might surprise you. That's all I can say to you. Dak, get well soon, man. Dallas needs you, man. Trust me. We'll move on to that, man. We're going to get into the college football, man. College football, man. And we all know that MP is the college guru on this show. And he got some breaking things, some stuff he going to break down to you right now. Break it down to him, MP.
Yeah, we got breaking news in college football today. Miami went on and lost to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech went on and put them boys on their back today. And it was nice to see that Georgia Tech actually tore down their goalposts, because I was waiting on them to do that. They carried it throughout the whole field, throughout the city and everything. It was nice to see that. I was able to sit down with a couple of people, alumni from Georgia Tech, and they were so happy. And a lot of people don't know Georgia Tech, man, they smart students. Big up to y'all, man. 28-23 over Miami. Boys just couldn't get it done today. Another undefeated team lost. Another breaking news is my team, the Athens, Georgia Bulldogs, they just could not get it done today. And it was horrific. It was just horrible. The last couple of weeks have been horrible. Let's just say maybe last week we threw 3 interceptions. This week we threw a couple more. I believe the guy maybe had about 5 fumbles today. It was horrific. They just could not move the ball, and the defense couldn't stop nobody. And today was the first day that I really, out my own mouth, said the defensive line looked soft, and they just do not look meaty. Everybody on the defensive line, they look like the old Colorado. They just don't have no meat on the line. They couldn't stop these boys today. And the quarterback for Ole Miss was limping coming out of the first quarter, and they still couldn't get to him. They couldn't get to him, and they couldn't stop him from running. It shocked me. I know I'm going to have a couple of Alabama fans coming at me. That's all well. But, hey, Georgia, the way y'all look today, you should make it to the playoffs. They got Tennessee next week. I don't even want to see them in the playoffs at this point, because I just don't have no faith in Beck. Beck, get up out of there. Mike Bobo, get up out of there. Another, some more news that I wanted to talk about is the Alabama game that's actually still going on with LSU. Alabama taking care of that, 35-6 blowout. Alabama will move up in the ranks. Georgia will move down. I can't wait. I'm interested to see where they put Georgia at, due to Alabama and certain teams winning as such. I always say it's points in the CFL. It's all about points, and you not getting scored on. Georgia just can't keep people from scoring. Alabama, again, hadn't had a touchdown scored on them today against LSU. LSU is ranked number 15 in the nation, and they kicked 2 field goals. And again, it is 35-6. And then one more big game that I want to talk about, outside of Army winning again today against North Texas, I want to talk about Colorado. They beat Texas Tech today 41-27. That was a good game today. Colorado was kind of shaking early on during that game. But it looked like Deion and his staff went in at halftime, made great adjustments, came out at a halftime down like 10-13. And them boys just couldn't do nothing else with Colorado after that. And so that's big ups to Prime Time and Colorado. He got that team playing exactly how I want Georgia to play right now. But it's all good. Big up Prime Time and your kids, man. Yeah, they playing the league. Keep it up. So that's what we got today on college football.
Okay. Yeah. Yo, some great college games today, man. And you definitely hit on them, man. You know, a little bit, I watched a little bit about some of them games. I know you got a chance to check most of it out. In that Georgia Tech game, the Georgia Tech, they lost 2 of their top running backs.
Correct.
Game, and their quarterback did most of the running.
Yeah, Cam Ward.
And they still was able to win.
Yeah, Cam Ward, man. They just got him back, and he's underrated. You correct, and I'm glad you touched on that. The boy he's elite, and he definitely needs his flowers.
Yeah, and Georgia Tech outrushed them 271-88. And that's without their 2 top running backs?
Yeah.
Man, it's an unbelievable job on the ground, unbelievable job with their offensive line blocking. The ball control, they had the ball 9.5 minutes longer than Miami did. So I got to give it up for Georgia Tech, man. They did their thing, man. Big ups to them and that program, man. Also, I got to take my hat off to Jalen Milroe, man. I mean, the boy is doing what he had to do against LSU, man. 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground so far, hitting people in stride, you know what I mean? Some of his receivers coming down with it sometimes they're not. The boy looked like he could be a Heisman candidate, man, the way he's running the ball, man, as a quarterback. So it's just a couple things I wanted to say, you know, about the college football. But you were absolutely right, man. It was some big games. I still expect Georgia to still be in the playoffs just because the team they lost to, man, Ole Miss, they weren't no scrub team. They were 7-2 coming into the game, just like you guys were. You know what I mean?
Georgia had only lost 1 game at
7-1.
Right.
Yeah.
But coming off beating the number 1 team in the nation and you win last week, you know, you got to have some type of momentum going into these games. They got Tennessee next week, and I got fear for them, and I'm not even on the team. I'm just a fan. I don't know how next week will look for them.
Well, like I said, man, you the college guru on this show, man. You know more about it, man. But I'm still gonna ride with them Bulldogs, man, until they ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm gonna get out with it. We'll move on, man. We'll move on because we got some NFL too that we gotta hit on, man. And you know, everybody they waiting on us to go ahead and talk about that NFL. So we gonna give them what they want right now, man. But we're gonna talk with that Thursday night game, man. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 35-34. Lamar Jackson looked like PlayStation 5 out there, running up and down the sideline, making people miss, doing what he had to do. And Joe Burrow brought him back down, man, and got him in position to tie the game. But they was going for the win, man. Do you think they should have went for that 2-point conversion, or should they have kicked the extra point?
I mean, I feel that you got to play to win. And when you have the momentum, you go with it, you know, especially when, you know, you're playing with a certain type of elite quarterbacks that you may not be able to get the ball back, or they may get the ball and just go down the field and do exactly what happened. So, I mean, if you ask me, truth be told, when I watched the game in that first half, I didn't think Baltimore had a chance in HE-double hockey stick.
Right.
Jamar Chase, Burrow, they was connecting like nothing, like it was crazy. They haven't connected like this all season. And so I just knew that Cincinnati had it in the bag. And I just happened to blink and look up, and it was like, oh my God. But that's what my problem is with Baltimore. This should have been a team, even though with they divisional rivalries, this should have been a team that you took care of with no problem. Granted, they got Jamar Chase and Burrow. That's all he was going to. I don't like that. I don't like that you can allow one person to do your defense like that. So I have a problem with Baltimore. I had a problem with Baltimore all year. You know that we spoke on this. If Baltimore is the team that you spoke on, Mr. GPG, their defense definitely need to step up.
Big time. You know, I was watching that game, and if it wasn't for that punch out and that forced fumble, it looked like Baltimore was getting ready to lose. That kind of gave them a little bit of life. Lamar Jackson was looking frustrated. You know, they wasn't running the ball. King Henry wasn't running. Zay Flowers wasn't doing much. The only person that was actually doing something was Bateman and Mark Andrews. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, man, right after that fumble by Cincinnati, it just seemed like they couldn't stop Baltimore. So I guess you could say it's a good decision to go for two and go for the win right there. But I just don't know, just because it's your season. If you kick the extra point, then you tie the game up, then you know what I'm saying, you forcing them to either make come down, play a little overtime. It was 30 seconds, 35 seconds left in the game. I guess Lamar Jackson can get them in field goal range at 35 seconds. You know what I mean? They got a great kicker. But look, let's put it like this. If you go for the two and you get it and you're up one, then you still have time to come down, right? Because you still got the 30 to 35 seconds to even get in field goal range and still beat you. Right. So I think I probably would have kicked the extra point, but just to try my luck, especially because they weren't stopping Jamar Chase. This man had 200, what? 70?
Yeah, it's crazy because fantasy owners, the guy who I'm playing have Burrow and in one of the leagues that I'm playing in fantasy, had Burrow and Jamar Chase, and between the both of them, they put up 145 points. So you're correct. It was crazy. But my thing to contest, to go against what you just spoke on is, they had 35 seconds is enough time to go down, get in field goal range, and win. The thing of the matter is, do you want to go into overtime with a Baltimore defense or offense with the way they was, starting to get downhill? We all know your boy King Henry, as he get later in the game, especially in the fifth quarter, nobody want to tackle him. So I believe as the head coach, he was looking at his players and looking at them with their hands on their hips, on their knees, and just knew that they wasn't going to be able to really stop them within the fifth quarter in that aspect. And if they hadn't got that 2-point conversion, it would have sparked the defense to maybe get that third win. So that's where my mind, kind of see where their head coach is doing. I mean, their season was on the line with this anyway. So you got to be able to bet on yourself at some time.
And I get it. I completely understand. But let's look at it this way. What if Cincinnati gets the ball first in overtime? Mm-hmm. And Baltimore ain't stopped nobody. Jamar Chase was killing these cats, man. They had just came down, took the lead, and one play later, earlier in the fourth quarter, one play, Jamar Chase went 80 yards for a touchdown. So it wasn't like Baltimore was stopping Cincinnati and Joe Burrow. You just said Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase put up 145 points by themselves. So if they'd have gotten overtime, what happens if they win the coin toss and they get the ball? Is Baltimore stopping them? I don't know. I guess you could look at it either way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was stopping nobody. Both defenses was trash. So I guess it was the flip of the coin or go for the two to win it now. I mean, you can look at it both ways. You really can, man. We'll move on from that one, man. We'll move on because we got some big games coming up right now, man. We're going to start off with the early game, man. We got an early game, and we just going to pick the winners on these games, man. Early game in Munich, Germany. We got the New York Giants that are 2-7 going against the Carolina Panthers that are 2-7. Who wins that game?
Oh, man. I'm gonna say, man, they both suck, but I will go with the team that seemed to been somewhat in the mix throughout the year. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Who knows, man? Like you said, both teams suck. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Just why not? You know what I mean? Next game, big one. The Broncos sitting at 5-4, going against them undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. Do they get their first loss this week?
I want to say yeah. Look, Chiefs are this close to losing. Everybody has their formula. They know what it is, but it's stopping Mahomes. Now, he had a scare last week with whatever he tweaked in his knee and, had to get help off the field. It was good that he was able to come back and overachieve. And that's what greatness does. We take those nicks, we take those bruises and those bumps, and dang it, you pay me enough. I'm back on the court, I'm back on the field. And that shows me, and that's why I respect Patrick. Because no matter how much he's getting paid, he wants to play. So I'm going with those Chiefs.
Enough said for me. DeAndre Hopkins is over there. Kareem Hunt is running the ball real hard. He's starting to hit Travis Kelce last week. Travis Kelce had a game-high 12 receptions or something like that. I'm going Kansas City all the way, all day long, until and especially against a rookie quarterback. No disrespect to Bo Nix. I like the way Bo Nix is playing over there, but I don't believe that Denver Broncos team can do anything with them Kansas City Chiefs. Next game, big one. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 6-2, going against the Washington Commanders, and they sitting at 7-2. Who you got?
So, because I'm gonna be biased on this one. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because I got people on my left wing that rocks with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I believe Pittsburgh have enough. They rolling right now. Russell Wilson out there throwing the ball. No, not taking nothing away from Washington. I believe it's going to be a great game. It should be a good game. But I believe Pittsburgh will be able to go up to Washington and get that win.
Can't disagree with you on this one, man. I got to go with Pittsburgh, man, because of one person only, and it's not Russell Wilson. And it's not. It's TJ Watt. Mm-hmm. TJ Watt, man, that dude, somehow, some way, he going to figure out a way to get to your quarterback. So I got to roll with the Pittsburgh Steelers in that game, man. Next game, yo boys. The Atlanta Falcons sitting at 6-3, going against the New Orleans Saints that are sitting at 2-7. Now, the New Orleans Saints, bad news. Mr. Chris Olave is going to be out again, concussion. Still no Rashid Shaheed. Who you got in that game? We already know.
Oh, man, you already know. You see them behind me. Those birds supposed to win. Just don't let me down like Georgia Bulldogs did today. They supposed to win. I feel like this is a trap game. But we have enough going on to win this game. I'm upset that we didn't make a splash before the trade deadline. I wanted us to give up that third-round pick that we hold on to bring in another pass rush, because Judon just hasn't been doing enough for me this season. We got Brady Jarrett kind of hurt, with this Achilles thing. He's going to play. They monitoring that Achilles tendon. So one more pass rush for me going into this phase of the season would have made me excited for the playoffs. But hopefully with Arthur Blank see, Moore see, I'm able to see. So yeah, Falcons should win this game.
Falcons will win this game. I think they'll have Derek Carr, and they'll still have Alvin Kamara, but Falcons, I think, should win this game, man. Kirk Cousins is playing real good ball. They're running the ball. Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. They're catching the ball all over the place. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Darnell Mooney done found a new life down there in Atlanta, man, since he left Chicago.
That's right.
So Falcons all day. 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the 49ers are expecting to get Christian McCaffrey.
That's right.
Who you got?
Come on, man. You know I'm going with them 49ers all day. I'm glad my boy, fantasy owners, y'all are like me who are on CMC. We are ecstatic that he's back in the lineup and we're ready to make things happen.
Yeah, without Godwin and Evans, man, it's still gonna be hard for Baker. They're playing hard, but they're not gonna be no match for the 49ers. I don't believe that defense is 49ers and Fred Warner, man, them boys still gonna be coming. I expect Brock Purdy to hit Debo and George Kittle, and Jennings is back now too. So now he got his other receiver. So I'm going to roll with them 49ers in that one too. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills sitting at 7-2 and the Indianapolis Colts sitting at 4-5. Joe Flacco is still at the helm. Do they get it done against Buffalo?
No. I just hate looking at the Colts. It don't look right. Everything looks forced. And as much as they want to say Joe Flacco can get it done being 38, 39 years old, no. You look like an older version of Aaron Rodgers, and it doesn't look good. Last week didn't look good. This week won't look good. Next week won't look good. So I'm going with them Buffalo Bills.
I'm going to go with them Bills just right along with you, man. Josh Allen and them are rolling right now. James Cook is running the ball real hard. The addition of Amari Cooper and Shakir over there hitting them two receivers over there, man. The defense is playing good. Definitely, I'm going to roll with the Buffalo Bills on that one, too. New England Patriots sitting at 2-7 playing the Chicago Bears that are sitting at 4-4. Who you got in that one?
Because the Bears at home, I'm going with the Bears. Patriots will give a good game like they always do. But the Bears should win this game. They got enough pieces to win this game, but it's just what version of the Bears you're going to get. I had better hope for the Bears just because of the pieces they brought in this year. I'm a big fan of Keenan Allen, but they just, what version you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get at Caleb Williams. So are you going to get 80 yards passing out of him, or you're going to get 200-300? That's the figure. So, but my vote, I'm going to go with the Bears today. I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going. I'm going Patriots. I'm going Patriots. I'm not picking the Bears. I refuse to pick the Bears on this show unless they are playing a team that I just know for a fact they can beat. I believe the Patriots, man, play a good enough defense and can run the ball a little bit. Might surprise them. Now, Drake May plays a little sporadic and can get a little bit out of control sometimes, but Caleb can do the same thing sometimes too. So that's going to be a more interesting game than people think, man. So I'm going to ride with the New England Patriots in the upset in Chicago.
Okay.
The Tennessee Titans at 2-6 are going against the Chargers that are sitting at 5-3. Now, that should be a nice, interesting game. Who you got?
I want to go with Tennessee on this one. Chargers just haven't done enough for me this year. They in and out. Tennessee, all they have to do is play great defense. They'll get this win. They have enough pieces to get this win.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one. That's because they're playing at home. And Justin Herbert, I'm going to go with the better quarterback. That's all. I'm just going to go with the better quarterback. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert over the Tennessee Titans quarterback, man. That guy is a little sporadic. He can get a little wild. They don't have Hopkins anymore. I know they still got your boy down there that they just picked up from your boy that used to play with Atlanta, Calvin Ridley. down there in Tennessee, but I don't believe they got the quarterback to get him the ball as much as he need to. So I'm gonna ride with the Chargers on that one. The Philadelphia Eagles. Sitting at 6-2. Eagles against the Cowboys.
You don't even gotta say too much. Eagles. We ain't even gonna ride with them. They getting Micah Parsons back. They getting Micah back. But Michael, he should have came on down here to Atlanta and got on up out of that dialysis Cowboys. But neither here or there. You know, big ups to you, Michael. I hope you make their defense look better, but your offense won't score.
Eagles all day long. Eagles gonna destroy the Cowboys unless something happens crazy that me and you, boy, and 98% of the world don't foresee, and 2% of them is Cowboy fans. We go with the Jets. Now I'm really interested about this one. The Jets sitting at 3-6. This is Aaron Rodgers' season on the line right here, and they coming right down here to the desert where they play the Arizona Cardinals. That's leading their division at 5-4. Who gonna win that game?
Cardinals should get that game at home. Kyler Murray is playing good. Although the Jets won last week, they're not scaring nobody. Their defense can barely stop anybody. So I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. Big up Arizona. Y'all should love me picking y'all this week.
I'm definitely going to ride with them Cardinals, man. I believe that just what you said, the running attack for the Cardinals with James Conner and Kyler Murray making things happen with his legs. Marvin Harrison Jr. out there, man, snatching things out the air. Man, I'm definitely riding with them Jets, man. I mean, with them Cardinals. I feel sorry for Mr. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, but I believe your season is about to officially come to an end, and it's going to definitely happen with this L in Phoenix tomorrow. Sunday night game. Now, this is an interesting one. Sunday night game. The hottest team in the NFL right now. The Detroit Lions sitting at 7-1. They going up against the Houston Texans that can surprise anybody sitting at 6-3. Now, the Texans are getting Nico Collins back, and they still got their boy Tate Dale. Now, they do not have Stephon Diggs. We all know he's out for the year, but they do got their boy Joe Mixon back that's running the ball. Who wins that game?
Yeah, this one is tough. Sunday night game. This is going to be a good game, but I will put my hats on. And I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm going with Detroit Lions.
It's okay. Look, man, Detroit is a powerhouse, man. And I'm not going to take nothing away from them, man. You got to play great ball to beat that team. And I believe Houston going to do it. I believe I believe them getting their boy Nico Collins back. And if they could find a way just to protect CJ just a little bit, man, just a little bit, I believe CJ can do some things with that Detroit defense, man. We'll see, man. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to play a perfect game or else Detroit going to take that dub home. But I believe that the Texans can surprise somebody, man. I really do. The Lions aren't going 16-1.
No.
Somewhere. Yeah. So I believe this might be that team that could just go ahead and give them that second loss, man. Just like they did earlier this year. The Monday night game is the last game of the week. Yep. Now we got Miami Dolphins that's sitting at 2-6 going against them, LA Rams that are surging right now, sitting at 4-4. Yep. Who wins that game between them two powerhouse teams?
Well, we got less than a minute left on this show. I'm going to go with those Rams. They are rocking and rolling right now. And I love what I'm seeing. This man have all the pieces back on that side of the team, and that's what they needed right now. I'm going with them Rams.
I'm going with the Rams too, man. Miami ain't showed me nothing. I'm going to go with them Rams, dog.
Man. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed it. We want y'all to like, subscribe, comment, please, and share our video. Share the videos. We do this for y'all. We have love for this, but we want y'all to hear our take. That's why we named this. That's why Mr. GPG came up with his idea, our take on sports. So we want to hear from y'all. Give us y'all feedback. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. Let us know what some of the things that we missed out on. If we missed out on some of the information that should have been out today, let us know. We'll get in a new tape. But other than that, that's your host right there, Mr. GPG.
And that's your host right there, Mr. MP80Baby.
And this is
our Take On Sportz.
We're going to catch y'all in the next segment. Like I said, it's all NFL, baby. Get at us. We'll holler at you.
Peace.
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all. Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is Take On, Take On. This is Take On. AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all. Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is Take On, Take On. This is Take On, Take On. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our Take On Sports. This is Take On, Take On. This is Take On, Take On. This is Take On, Take On. This is Take On, Take On Sports.